Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Obviously today we're talking about some Noob Stryker. I'm gonna be quite frankly honest, this might be one of Noob's best teams, just period. There's a whole bunch of reasons, I'm gonna get into why, but let's quickly talk about one downside. When you pick Stryker for Noob, you only have 950 health, so he takes away 50 health on top of what your base character is, and Noob is 1000, so you get 950. Honestly, that's one of the only major downsides with this character. There are a few more which I'll talk about in specific relation to some very specific moves that we're going to talk about soon, but let's talk about why I think Stryker is one of the best cameos for Noob. You can meterlessly convert off Shadow Tackle for full screen, right? And that's like a full-on meterless conversion. You can also do it off teleport, right? I don't know why I did back forward too. I've been playing a different character, sorry guys. But yeah, you guys can see you can meterlessly convert off your teleport, which leads into a whole bunch of damage. Now, I'm going to go over the conversions in a specific part of the video this time, because they're a variation of one of the combos, and I didn't want to do a whole conversion section just because it's literally the same thing. It's just a little different, and I'll explain why. Anyway, another reason Stryker is so good for Noob is you get a decent amount of damage, right? As you can see, you literally get about 39% off a grounded confirm. That's pretty darn good. I know that's the highest damage starter with 4-4, but you guys get the point. You get some pretty decent amount of damage, and that was no bar at all. So, and then you have offers a lot of free pressure. Now, Noob is a character where he has some really good strings and he has some really bad strings, right? So, for example, he has 2-1-2-1, which is like a really good safe string, right? I don't know why I'm pressing that over and over again. But this is a completely gapless string, right? And it's -7, which means most characters are not punishing this. Even like Liu Kang's not punishing this. There's also, you know, forward 1-3-1, which is also a super strong string, and then you can like do that into pressure, which I'll explain when I get to the move. You can also fill in some armorable gaps. Like I said, Noob has some good strings, and then he has some bad strings. With this cameo, you can literally fill them in, especially ones like 1-2-1-2. You can fill this string in very easily, and if your opponent tries to armor you, they will get launched. So yeah, you also have strings like 2-1-4. It's a little harder to time, but it is possible to do as well. So anyway, before we get into it, guys, please drop a like on the video. It helps me spreading my content throughout YouTube. And as usual, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. I'm guaranteed to answer you within 24 hours. And please subscribe to the channel. We're doing big things on the channel very, very soon. And we're on the road to 1,000 subs as well. So thank you for subbing in advance. And like I said, a reason for you to sub is literally I drop MK content at least once a week. I'm trying to do it twice a week at the moment, plus stream it. And then I also cover another game DVD as well at the same time. So there's a lot of content coming for you guys, and if you hit that notification bell, you get notified every time I go live and upload a video. Anyway, let's get on to it. The grenade tosses. Arguably, this is why you're picking Stryker with Noob. It's the low grenade toss, and then you have the high grenade toss. As you can see, high goes pretty high and very far away, and low gets very close and very close to you, obviously. Let's talk about low grenade first. And the reason this is a good move for Noob is because I mentioned before that you could fill in armorable gaps and you can create pressure. Low grenade toss does this for you exactly. As you can see, you're gonna have strings that are completely safe, like I said, 1-2-1-2 and forward 1-3-1. These strings are amazing to go into low grenade because they literally just keep the pressure going and they can't do anything about it. Even so, if like you can time it so plus that you can get a forward one, which is honestly a really slow mid, but because you're so plus, you can do it. So for example, let's just put Scorpion here on reversal, actually. Right, and we're going to literally just create pressure, and you guys are going to see this sequence is going to be completely gapless. And as you guys can see, that is completely gapless. Now you can see this move starts up in 57 frames. Now obviously that's a long time, but since it's an ambush move, you can call it at any time, right? So it doesn't really matter about the startup frames. It's just knowing the timings about how to use this move. Now another thing you're going to see about this move is when you use the low grenade toss, it takes a very long time for the kameo meter to regenerate. In fact, I think it took about 18 seconds the last time I checked, so it's a very long time to have, you know, not a kameo. So if you're going to use Stryker in combos, I suggest only using him once, and if you're going to use it on pressure, just be careful and be selective about how you use it, because you're going to be without kameo meter for quite a long time. Now we move on to the high grenade toss. This starts up in 59 frames, as you can see. It takes a long time just like the other one, but it's also an ambush move, right? So you can do it like whatever time you want, it doesn't matter, as long as you know the timing for it. High grenade toss is one of the best moves for Noob in the entire game because you can do things like this. Right? That's off a, you know, just a hard teleport. And you spend 1 kameo meter for that. And because the thing is, Noob combos, they take a long time comparatively compared to other characters, because he just takes a long time to do his combos. Because you take a long time to do your combos, technically you have more time in which you're not dealing with neutral, not just trying to deal with your opponent, you're just doing your combo, and that kameo meter is regenerating while you're doing that. So you can see I got about a bit of a quarter of that back while I was doing this combo. So right, just under probably like 1/4, which is not too bad. By the time you're in this situation, it's 1/4 and you're ready to go almost to use another one if you're fully depleted, right? So that's another thing you can do. Like I said, the best thing about this for Noob is literally the meterless conversion, right? You can do so many things with it. Right, so that's off a shadow tackle, completely meterless, and you can see by the time I've almost got a quarter of my kameo meter back again. So off those things where you're going to be doing very deadly things, you can do that sort of thing. Now, in terms of using it like Movado, which I know a lot of people are doing right now, you really can't get any confirms off your slide. This does catch a lot of people off, and then people use like, you know, front kameo with Movado to hit that person back. This really isn't the case, so I guess that's, you know, a reason you would pick Movado over him. But like I said, you're getting a lot of good stuff, you know, just by default with Stryker and Noob. Let's talk about some other moves. These are just the other moves. Like, let's be honest, the grenade toss is really why you're picking Stryker with Noob, but these other moves are here just for, you know, reasons that developers put in the game. So lethal takedown is literally the kameo button, and it's a low. It starts off in 26 frames. It is also +1 on block. So if you're interested in using it as a pressure tool, you could definitely do that. Now this is an okay move for Noob. It allows for a mix after 4-4, which is completely real, by the way. Your opponent literally can't get out of this, right? So if you do 4-4 into low like they have to get slow. And when you use it as a wake up, because you can use it as a wake up, so I'm gonna use it as a wake up, right? You can see it gives me 1 hit of invulnerability. Now if I was to block it, right, you guys are going to see how that works out. It goes from +1 to -17. So if you do get blocked, you are going to eat it, right? Now let's talk about the other thing. Is the kameo actually regenerates pretty fast. Like, look at that, it's coming back pretty quickly. This is like a normal kameo move, so the meter generates pretty quickly back to what it used to be. Now the next move, Cop Bop, is similar to this lethal takedown, but it's up kameo. And it's an overhead. Starts up in 22 frames, so it's actually faster, and is +6 on block. So honestly, if you want to use pressure as this character, I don't recommend using the low grenade toss. I recommend using Cop Bop, because this is much better, and I'm going to teach you the strings that is completely gapless after, and your opponent can't avoid, and they have to eat the +6 every single time, which is amazing for Noob, because as we know, +6 lets you hit your mid of 14 frames pretty much guaranteed almost every time. Now obviously, just like lethal takedown, when you use it as a wake up, the frame data changes, right? So it goes from being +6 to -14 on your wake up. Now on your wake up, this means you can literally, right, make the opponent guess low or overhead. Now to be fair, if this is a Liu Kang or something and they use forward 4, they are literally just going to kick you in the face, so probably not best to use it against them. But if you were to verse another Noob or Quan Chi or something that can't armor break the best, or is trying to pressure you and can't armor break the best, this is actually a decent idea, right? Using the low or the overhead on your wake up. Now, just like the previous lethal takedown, you're going to see that the kameo generates pretty quickly. Let's talk about some strings that you can use that are completely gapless with this. Now, like I said before with lethal takedown, 4-4 into lethal takedown works on block. Right? This works, and so does Cop Bop. This means this is a pure 50-50. Now, I know there's a 4 frame difference because that's how they start up, but your opponent straight up has to guess, or they have to armor. There's no choice. They either armor or they have to guess. And yeah, if they don't have the meter to armor, they literally have to guess. So good luck to them, they have to do that. Other strings that you can get Cop Bop pressure off is 1-2. This is completely gapless. You also have 1-2-1, completely gapless. You also have forward 1-3, completely gapless. You have 2-1-2, completely gapless as well. Back 3-3, and of course the 4-4 as well. So if your opponent doesn't have meter, you can do this. It's an overhead +6. If you do this, it's 4-4 into +1 with a low. So if they don't use the meter to armor you, and it's a character that doesn't armor launch very well with a kameo, you are going to be having a good time. Now against characters like Liu Kang Goro, for example, or you know, Liu Kang Scorpion, Liu Kang Kano, yeah, you're going to probably not use this. But characters that don't have a great armor launch, for example, you know, you can use this all the time. And yeah, that's basically lethal takedown and Cop Bop together. They literally work, they synergize together, right? Because it's a low and it's an overhead, so you know, you have to talk about them pretty much together. Let's talk about the last move, which is Kuffed. Kuffed is down kameo, and as you can see, it starts up in 22 frames and it's +2, so it's not too bad. As my previous video with Liu Kang Stryker, I wish this move started up a lot faster, to be honest. But it is what it is. It's +2 with, for, you know, for Noob, it's not the best thing. You'd rather be +6 with Cop Bop, let's be honest, and starts up in the same frames. So, you know, the benefit of, you know, Kuffed compared to Cop Bop is Cop Bop happens in front of the opponent, whereas Kuffed happens behind the opponent. So it's very hard for the opponent to interrupt the Kuffed version, whereas if it was the Cop Bop version, they could literally just hit him in the face, whereas they can't hit the behind them when you're using Kuffed. So that's the reason the frame data and the block data is a little different, but literally that's the only difference between the two moves. Now, this can also be used as a restand and is +35 when doing so. I'm going to use this in the corner specifically because it's the best use of it. If I was to use Kuffed at the end of a combo, you guys are going to see out of the optimals, you are actually not going to get Kuffed because it's too slow, right? So if you're going to use Kuffed, you're going to sacrifice a little bit of damage, actually quite a bit of damage sometimes, just to get this off. And now you're +35, right? And the opponent is restored, which means you can literally do anything. You can do this, you can do this. You definitely can't do portal if you don't want, like, definitely don't do that. But you can do any string after that. And it's guaranteed. Your opponent literally has to deal with it, which is a great option as a restand for Noob because he doesn't have the best armor breaking ability outside the portal setups that are part of the base kit. So if you're interested in, you know, using the portal setups, you can check that out on my base kit video that I covered. But other than that, you literally want to use the restand in the corner if you can, and sometimes you want to cash out the damage, you know, you'd cash out the damage. It's totally up to you. And as you guys can see, when you use this move, there we go, the cameo meter generates back pretty quickly. You can see it's already a quarter and it's going to be full in about 1, 2, 3 now. So it's pretty quick regeneration wise as well. Let's talk about the conversions, right? In the combo section, there is the grounded punishes. The grounded punishes, which are called string starters in the timestamps, if you guys want to check that out. The combos that you do for that is literally transferable to the conversions of teleport and shadow tackle. I've already done them, but I'm going to do them again just so you guys know. So for example, the first grounded string starter combo is literally a string into teleport, into forward cameo, portal, jump 2, 3, 4, jump 1, 2, teleport, right? It's the exact same thing, but you cut out the string starter part out of it completely and just start it from the teleport, right? So it's exactly the same combo, but it's literally just cutting out the string starter part like I've done before, and it's the exact same with shadow tackle. Exactly the same combo as the string starter. You just get rid of the string starter and you replace it with shadow tackle. It's exactly the same. Now, in terms of spending meter, you can always just amplify the teleport, for example. So I'll show you guys what that looks like as well. Right, exactly the same thing, very simple stuff. It's literally the most obvious thing that you could think of is the optimal combo for these conversions. It's really not difficult, and I'll show you guys a shadow tackle as well. The exact same, it's just literally a different starter. Whether you're using the teleport or the shadow tackle, it's the exact same. Now you can use Stryker at the end of that combo that I just used to extend the damage even further. I don't recommend using 2 Strikers in one combo. I only recommend using one just for the conversion part, so you get a nice combo and it does decent damage. But if you want to use the 2 kameo meters, you definitely can. Like I said, it's not the best idea because it takes a long time to regenerate, but you guys do as you please. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I've literally gone over everything. I just want to quickly mention the Embrace Khaos combos. They are optimal, but honestly they're not really worth doing, but just because your kameo meter takes a long time to come back, and quite honestly all you're doing is using the grenades to take the base kit Embrace Khaos combo and extend it a little further, which it does only a little bit more damage. So if you do the base kit ones with Stryker, honestly you'll be fine, and like not use Stryker and just save him up for other things. Like I said, a quick summary, I really recommend that you play Stryker with Noob. This is like a really good team. The Cop Bop is amazing for pressure. Of 1-2-1-2 low grenade is great for pressure. I know a lot of people aren't using cameos like that right now, but it's really good. And especially Cop Bop, because it comes back nice and fast. You have a restand, which allows Noob to not have to deal with armored wake up and all that, which he basically gets blown up by almost every single time, unless you time back 3-3 properly, which, let's be honest, online that's sometimes very difficult to do. His only downside is his kameo meter takes a while to come back on high and low grenade toss, and he has a 50 health decrease, but you're getting a lot of the things that you want with Noob out of Stryker. So quite honestly, you guys should definitely at least give Noob Stryker a go. It's not as conversion heavy as Movado, of course, people are using that a lot right now, but Stryker is a lot more fun and honestly can give you pressure and fill in gaps where Movado honestly can't, or he has to use a full kameo meter to do so. So you only have to use half a kameo meter, and yeah. Honestly, if you guys like this video, please drop a like on it. It helps me spreading my content throughout YouTube. And as usual, if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer you within 24 hours. And please sub to the channel. Helps me out a lot. Costs you guys nothing. We're on the road to 1,000 subs, and we're going to enable a very few exciting things on the channel very soon in the weeks to come. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Make sure you hit the notification bell. You know, you're notified every time I go live or upload a video involving MK. I also cover this game called Dead by Daylight if you're interested in that. If you're not, you can always hit the personalized notification button on this video and it'll only give you my MK content if you're interested in that. So, like I said, that's going to be it, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See yous.
He's trying to die!